WRVA.
Ocala.
All right, 19 minutes after 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. If you are into music or movies or sports, you're probably just as on top of whatever the current cultural trends are. But if you're into fashion, this is something I've learned. I don't know anything about fashion, but I've learned this from other guests, that sometimes the big cities are ahead of the small cities, and we're a small city, right? So we're going to do our part right now to make Ocala, a small city, as hip. Is hip still a good word? As hip when it comes to fashion as New York and London. I just went to fashionweekonline.com, which is one of the websites associated with our next guest, and there's a live video streaming thing of a fashion show happening in London. And there's all this clothing. I couldn't tell you which is good and which is not good. They all look good to me. Elesia Carey has been with us before. She's with us again. She is a fashion designer. She's the owner of Couture by Elesia, and she's the fashion editor for Travel Girl magazine. And she's talking to us, even though autumn is a few days away. We're talking about the spring of next year, spring and summer fashions for 2017. They're not only keeping up, they're ahead of time. See, Ocala needs to catch up, right? Elesia Carey, good morning, Elesia. How are you?
I'm wonderful, Larry. Good morning. How are you? How are Robin?
This is
really good.
Yeah, thank you. Is this all ladies' fashions or are there men fashion? Not that I care, but I'm just curious.
No, there is men fashion. It's the tour, if you will. It's the Fashion Week tour. So it's New York's time, and it contains both men and women, and also, just so you know, plus size fashion as well. It's not just for the size zeros of the world too. They're really opening up in terms of
I'm watching the streaming thing from London. There was just a lady there had a dress on I liked a lot. It was nice. I know. Now she's at the other end. She's gone. And if you're thinking it's because she's showing a lot of skin, it's not. In fact, she was almost completely covered. The thing went all the way to the floor.
She's probably tailored.
But it was just pretty. Well, they're all tailored.
Yeah.
Oh, here comes a guy. I think is this a guy coming? So where are you? Are you in New York right now?
Yes, I'm in New York right now. The Fashion Week for New York just wrapped up on Thursday, and now it has moved to London. So, yes, you are correct.
When you design a fashion, I'm curious about this, and it takes off. Is it like a recording artist having a hit song?
Oh yeah, similar to that. I think it's like definitely like a wave, if you will, a continuous wave, which everybody hopes for. But for example, Diane von Furstenberg has what's called a wrap dress, and sometimes it's the style, sometimes it's designer, sometimes it's the moment. So it can be there are trends that do occur for a season. Or it can just go on for a lifetime. Look at Chanel. Look at Chanel bag. That will probably go on, into many more millenniums after that.
Oh, really?
And there are so many accessories out there too. So whenever you personally design a fashion, do you also design the accessories to wear with it?
No, you don't. Sometimes you do, and I'm actually also was working on that right now. It's been halted, but I am working on an accessory line. What you do is, as a designer, when you do a show, you typically are showcasing your clothing and accessories. In my case, I have clothing and I have bags, but you do pull in pieces like earrings. You work with a makeup artist. You work with a hairstylist, and you also get the shoes. And sometimes you don't, depending on what the look is. And it's a combined team effort to showcase an actual fashion show. And of course, music is very important. So you want to make sure that the music fits the mood or the theme of your runway show. So you pull that all together. You invite editors and also the beautiful people. The bloggers, fashion bloggers. You invite editors, fashion bloggers, celebrities. And obviously some shows are open to the to the public, but most of them are insider events. But yes, it's just a kind of a big show, and it could go on for about 10 to 15 minutes, and you show typically the pieces run anywhere from 14 to 30 pieces.
I'm going to show Robin a piece right now. I don't know. This is a pretty one to me. This is a white dress, and it goes all the way to the floor. Isn't that pretty?
Beautiful.
That is a pretty thing. Okay, so if I was in the audience with you, I would probably drive you nuts because I would be asking 100 questions. What do I look for? And what? No, you know what? Better question. What do you look for? How do you know when you're looking at somebody on the runway? Or are you? It sounds like a big production. So are you kind of behind the scenes and don't even get to enjoy the show?
Yes, you do. As a designer, what you do is, it's like giving birth. I know you haven't given birth, Larry, but I'm just kidding.
I've been in the room now.
I've been in the room.
In the room.
At both ends. I've been in the room at the beginning of the sorry. Sorry, go ahead.
It's an incubation process. So you have the vision. You create it, which is wonderful. And when you see it on a model, it's wonderful. And then you kind of orchestrate it. And as my other life, as you know, I'm a producer, so that kind of runs with me. You basically put the show together and then let the baby kind of walk. And literally, they snap pictures. People do comment afterwards. They don't comment during the show, but they do comment afterwards. And you see what the reaction is. Sometimes people see your vision, sometimes people don't. And each designer is like you. Each designer is individual. They have a thought or a concept in mind. This season, there's so many things. There's off the shoulders. The color orange was really big. Gold lame was really big. The peasant look was in for some. So it depends on where you are in that. Sometimes you're with the trend, but the goal of it is to make your own trend, is to be the trendsetter. Like, for example, this season ended off with Marc Jacobs having all his models in dreadlocks, multicolored dreadlocks.
Oh, really? That sounds gimmicky to me. Is that gimmicky? That doesn't really play to the fashion, right?
He thought, everybody, like I said, it's like a mood. It's like getting dressed. How do you want to do your hair? He felt that that's the way he wanted to showcase his clothes.
Oh, okay.
There was some backlash with that, to be very honest. It was a cultural thing or ethnic thing, whatever you want to call it. But some people thought that they shouldn't have done it because the models were not of color for the most part. So it is what it is. I personally feel that fashion is in the eye of the person who's doing it. It's like a painting. So if that is the mood that strikes you, I think you go with it as long as you don't do obviously anything that would cause harm or danger to somebody else. But I do believe in an individual expression for the designer.
I really enjoy that in your personal design collection that you have a women's ready to wear. Because to me, that is, being in the business world is more appealing than an evening gown or an after 5 dress.
Well, there's a quote by Chanel, Coco Chanel, that I like to live my life by. It says, caterpillars go to the market, butterflies go to the opera. Meaning, I really feel that you can be beautiful in pretty much what you need to be for the moment. I always look, I don't think you need to sort of show yourself off in a certain manner at a business attire, but if you're going to an event, make that event, dress to that level. But, it's really important to just kind of live in the moment when it comes to fashion.
Really?
In my opinion.
It is.
You know what I mean? And also, which I've said to you guys before, be an originator, never an imitator. So whatever I'm making or anybody else is making, you can pick and choose like grapes. You can have a little bit of that, a little bit of that, but have what you are in mind as the work of art, the canvas, and paint your painting according to your thoughts, your ideas, your feelings at the moment, and use others to adorn it. Like you said, Robin, like an accessory. Don't wear all of me. Don't wear all of Chanel. Don't wear all of Marc Jacobs. Don't wear all of Couture by Elesia. take a piece here and there, and use that as part of your painting.
Wow. This is such a world I'm not even familiar with, but I love what you do. I mean, obviously, we all love looking at great-looking clothing. So put Ocala in the 21st century. What would they be wearing? And it's kind of hard to do in less than a minute. My gosh, Elesia, is there a website that we could look at and maybe get some ideas?
Yes, obviously for Fashion Week, go to fashionweek.com. They're in London right now. I am launching my website. It is Couture by Elesia coming up. But right now you can check me out on Facebook, Couture by Elesia, Elesia. And I hope to come on next month to talk to you guys about some more trends that are happening, not just Fashion Week, and share my thoughts.
All right. I'm already liking your page. I went to your page to like it. I already like your page.
You already liked it.
That's right. That's right. You've got the bags. That's right. I forgot about the bags.
Bags are beautiful.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
love them.
Elesia, thank you so much for being on the air with us today. And I'll be in New York with my son the beginning of October.
Yep.
Going to Radio City Music Hall. I'll just wear my peasant clothing. Thank you, Elesia. We will be right back.
Her rival for doubting the president was born in the U.S.
Barack Obama was born in America, plain and simple, and Donald Trump owes him and the American people an apology.
Addressing the Black Women's Agenda Symposium in Washington, D.C., Donald Trump addressing the issue this morning, telling Fox Business Network's Maria Bartiromo,
I was the one that was successful in getting him to release his birth certificate.
The Trump campaign released a statement last night saying the GOP presidential nominee does now think that President Obama was born in the U.S. And two Philly-based labs teaming up in the fight against the Zika virus, Inovio and the Wistar Institute.
Inovio had the first Zika vaccine to be approved by the FDA for human testing.
Dr. Joseph Kim of Inovio Pharmaceuticals. Fox News, we report. You decide.
ADT presents